Guys, welcome back to LS Vintage Design. How's everyone doing? I hope you're having an amazing day. If you're new, welcome. I'm so happy you found us. And if you keep coming back, thank you. You know you have my heart. Today we are talking about how you can turn an old or beat up cabinet or maybe a new cabinet and you want it to have more of a vintage vibe. And this is maybe a cabinet you found on the side of the road, maybe you found one at a garage sale or an estate sale, maybe somebody even gave you one. So you didn't really have a lot of options. I'm going to show you how, or give you ideas. I'm going to give you ideas how you can turn that cabinet or anything, you can take these same ideas into what you might be dreaming of. So come on, let's go. Okay, we're going to talk about this cabinet. Now this cabinet is an old cabinet and we found it down in Canton, which is like a huge outdoor thrift swap garage sale once a month in East Texas. And it was just a wood pine cabinet. And the decor now doesn't go in my kitchen, so ignore that. But if you wanted to have an old vintage looking cabinet without the woodsy kind of country theme to it, a couple of things. This cabinet is a great example. You can paint it white or a cream color will give it that vintage feel. You could leave it wood but strip it down and stain it more of a color in the more with the wood color of the time period you're thinking about. Another thing that can age cabinets or whatever, something like this is the chicken wire. It was already in here, but you could add chicken wire to give something a vintage feel. You could also add a frosted glass, which was very popular in the 50s, I believe. You could take it out and it could just be open as well. Another idea are your hinges. Now, see, this is what I was talking about. I'm going to bring you closer. This was a very country kitchen look, so you can tell by the hinges. But if you want to change it up to your time period, now you can get hardware. You can go to hardware restoration places and get hardware from any time period. So you could change the hardware here as well as the knobs. Now, these knobs are actually from Hobby Lobby, but you can go and get period hardware from hardware restoration places. So that's something how you can age something for the time period and the look you want to go for. And of course, you can always use accent colors as well. If you want to give it an Art Deco look, you might want to round some of the harsh points because everything was rounded then. So you could come in with a little sandpaper, maybe change out the trim on this with a more rounded trim, and then do a black gold. It was very, I want to say Hollywood Regency vibe back then. So you could paint it the black and white and use gold for your hardware. You could change the trim. That's also another way that you can change the look and the period of a cabinet. Now let's go look in the bathroom at a more modern version, what you could do to that one. Okay, again, this is a more modern cabinet from Amazon, of course, but the same thing goes. Now, while this shelf is not trim, you could still round with a little sandpaper or a sander if you wanted to round. These insets you could cut out if you wanted to and put in a time period piece of glass. You could put in the chicken wire or leave it blank on the front. This one has frosted glass. But again, you could take this out and replace it with a beveled glass, maybe with a stained glass, because you can make those, because I don't think you will find a stained glass in the size of a cabinet today, but you can definitely make reproductions and go to artists who do reproductions like that. Paint again, hardware, all of that is a great way to take a modern cabinet and turn it into a vintage piece. Those same tips and tricks can be applied to mirrors. You can make a mirror in the vintage time period you're looking for by getting your own trim, painting it, putting a piece of glass in. You could make your own round beveled mirror. You could make your own wavy mirror. All you have to do is get the glass and get it cut, and there's a lot of professionals that do that today. You could make your frame, or you could get somebody to make it. If you're DIYing it because of a budget, you go to your local hardware store and you get some trim and you sit there and play with it until you get the frame shape of whatever period you're going for, and then you go to a mirror place and get your mirror. Something else you could do is add detailing behind glass. Oops, let me get you in for a better shot. See the detailing behind the glass? That is something else you could add to a furniture piece yourself. Again, with some light trim, balsa wood, and create a pattern behind your glass. So that's another way you could age a piece of furniture. You might find a modern 90s 2000s china cabinet, the darker wood color, if that's the period you're going for. You could add the interesting trim, because furniture back in the day had more interesting trim. So trim, like I've been saying, and where you add it, whether you add it on the furniture itself or as a decorative behind the glass. You could take this out and put the frosted glass. It really all just depends on what you want to do. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Just a few little tips and tricks of how you can take something that's already old and turn it into the period you want, or something that's new and turn it into what you want. Also, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I debuted this cutie yesterday. It's a great MCM 1950s ice bucket. This thing is in excellent shape. Great seal on it. Look at that. Great seal. And it's going in the Etsy shop this weekend. So head over there and follow me on Instagram, because I do those sneak peeks over there. Also, if you like vintage soda bottles with weird, funny names or shapes, this one's all curvy. All of that will be going in my Etsy shop over the weekend. So just follow my Etsy shop. Don't forget, if you haven't on here, hit subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't yet, follow me on Instagram, because I do give first looks over there, and that's where this one was. And if anybody had reached out, y'all wouldn't have even seen it, because it would have been sold. So just FYI, don't forget. I will see you next time, guys. Have a great weekend. I will see you on Monday. Bye-bye.